Hi there. You're back with the tribal teacher. I am here looking at you and you're looking at me. So today we're talking about fun and frolic. That's the story. We want to talk about identity and we also want to do the keyword of folly. Now, are you ready? Just stop what you're doing and listen to this little story. It does have a lesson for us. We have a young man named Fred. He is in high school. He's basically a player. A player is a kid who plays around with many girls, hurt a lot of feelings. He's fairly good looking, handsome. He has a car, and this attracts the younger girls to him. So he's an 11th grader. He loves girls, all kinds of girls, Asian girls, Latino girls, black girls, Jewish girls, Indian girls, Armenian girls, Iranian girls. If anyone gave him any attention, Fred was down for it. But he was a player. A player does not settle down with just one girl. You know that. So here he was. He had a plan. He would scam and jam. Scam and jam means he would get the girls to trust him because he had a plan. They would trust him. Then he would throw a scam, which is really a kissing orgy with them, and with a hope that he would get to be a little bit frolicky with them. Frolic means he would get under the sheets where they would show their naughty bits to each other, and Fred was down with that. And then after that, he got bored. He had several girls on his backup list, waiting list, you would say, and then he would leave. He would jam. Jam means leave them, dump them, the relationship was over. Now, there was a girl at school. Her name was Fran. She was the prettiest girl, the smartest, and a girl who had an agenda also. Fred didn't know that. So sooner or later, Fred and Fran got together. But Fran had an agenda. Fran was a player herself. So here's what she did. She got with any boy who was able to sexually satisfy her. She was sexually active. Her parents knew it, she knew it, and the school knew it. So, but Fred, he was kind of dumb. Anyway, he had been playing around with a lot of hearts, and now you have to think, does the meaning of what goes around comes around happens with Fred? So here's what Fran did. Fran and Fred got together immediately. They were able to do the frolicky bit. It wasn't just fun, it was frolicking. And remember, frolicking means get onto the sheet, knock your boots, and you're in there showing your naughty bits to each other. As soon as Fran figured out that Fred was not sexually satisfying to her, she dumps him, and she did, and immediately the next day picks up with a boyfriend because she too had a waiting list of boys who wanted to spread their wild oats, who wanted to get a little bit of experience with an experienced girl. And she was the girl, and yes, she had a waiting list. Fred did not know that. Fred really had good feelings for Fran, but when she got him under the sheets and he could not satisfy her sexually or do the sexual requests that she had, she dumped him, got a new boy, and guess what? He was left with a broken heart. He did not know what to do. She didn't give him a chance to come begging or to ask for a second chance. Once she dumped him, it was over, done, finished, the end. And then the next day, immediately she gets on her waiting list with the next boy. So she was forever in love, but she had a plan to actually find out which boy was sexually attractive to her and sexually satisfying to her. So here's Fred. His heart is broken. He had no way of getting back together with Fran. And I want you to think, what could have happened differently in this case? What could Fred have done differently? Should he have tried to beg his way back into Fran's heart? Should Fran have treated him like that? What about him scamming and jamming several girls over his history of becoming sexually active? What would you do if you were caught up in this type of situation? Would you have picked up on the fact that Fred was a player? Or should Fred have picked up on the fact that Fran was a player? Anyway, in the end, what would you have done to make it work out for you? I would like you to think like this. Do you think it was fair for Fran to play Fred? Or do you think it was fair for Fred to play the other girls and had in mind that he was going to play Fran also? So your guess is as good as mine, but open discussion. Talk with your friends. Listen to the facts of the story, and then tell me if it is fun and frolic, scam and jam, or hit it and miss it. Remember, when we do the frolicking bit, Fred's plan was to get into the girl's panties, do some tail, and then dump her off, and she wouldn't even know what had happened. So, do you think we could have worked this out? Do you really see the meaning of what goes around, comes around in this story? Let's talk soon. I welcome your comments.